Welcome to Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm not sure if it's me or if I'm getting flagged on some of these stories, but I found another one where information is not being validated. We're just taking one thing and assuming it's true. Ford wrongly accused a worker of stealing a $1.95 cookie and fired him. This comes from a story from Sarah McGiff. Once again at MSN.com. I guess I must be flagged on there for a lot of these kind of stories. However, this gentleman, Mr. Crom, purchased a cookie. The first time he tried to purchase the cookie, he's a diabetic, so he had to get something right away. So he went and got a cookie from the cafeteria, I guess. Paid for it, got an error message. Paid for it again, didn't get an error message. So he had his cookie, went on his way back to work. Then Ford came back afterwards and said, "You stole a cookie, didn't pay for it," and fired him. But turns out that Mr. Crom did actually pay for it. The first time, yeah, it didn't work. He got a red X or whatever shows up, red screen, blue screen of death. Sorry, your payment didn't go through, that sort of thing. And they had that on video. And Ford showed that to him, saying, "See, you didn't pay for it." What they didn't follow up on is that the second time it did go through. And Mr. Crom had the records to prove it, printed them out, provided them to union representatives, Ford representatives, and said, "Look, I did pay for it. Here it is." Came right out of his bank account. He even asked a work colleague to find out what the price of that cookie is, because he didn't know it off the top of his head. He'd already been let go. And they told him, found that exact same amount on the exact same day at the time it happened, and said, "Here's my proof." It certified everything and showed that to Ford. Ford eventually came back and said, "Okay, yeah, you're hired. We'll rehire you with all the back pay." That's great. However, Ford didn't even apologize for the mistake. Nobody even bothered to follow up on what happened on that second payment. The second time he tried it, they only focused on the first one, and then that was it. We have to validate this information. We always do. I've worked on multi-million-dollar projects and programs, and anytime a decision is made or you're looking up information, it has to get validated first. And in this case, we couldn't do a validation over a $1.95 cookie, a simple validation on the same video, on the same machine, one right after the other. It was like selective viewing. Let's not watch the second payment, only the first one. Again, we have to do this validation. We're relying so much on technology, it seems as though we, as people, workers, leaders, managers, whatever our position is, we're not doing our proper due diligence and following up. And really, from a personal perspective, firing somebody over $1.95, ridiculous. I would have just walked up to the person and say, "Can you pay, please? Just give me $2, a toonie, and don't let it happen again," if that was the case. To fire somebody after them being there, I think it was for 16 years, completely ridiculous. So when we have situations like this, get all the perspectives, get all the information before you make life-altering decisions. Now, I've said that Ford offered his job back, has paid him the back salary, which came to, I believe it was $33,000. So he had to have been off for a little while there. But he's chosen, according to this article at this time, that he's not going to go back, that he's not treated well. Well, leadership out there and managers out there, that's what you're making your employees feel like. Do your due diligence. Make sure the information you have is correct from more than one source. And in this case, it was just one video that obviously was edited. Otherwise, they would have seen the second piece that came through. And it would have shown up on their own payment records that it was paid for, even if it didn't go through the first time. So do our validation, do follow up. Make sure you look at more than one source. And for $1.95, is it really worth it? It probably costs more to go through that whole process than it did just to let $1.95 go. And you could have got that back by just asking. Ridiculous. Till next time, stay prepared, everybody.